Hey, everybody. Welcome to Global Ghost Hunt Live. I am your host, Haley Overseth, and we've got Brian John hanging out with us. Just the mastermind behind Global Ghost Hunt. And so what a perfectimus thing for us to sit and have a chat. And up top, let's thank our sponsor, healthempowersyou.net. Y'all, Brian John, have you tried a smoothie yet? Because I've been trying some smoothies.
I tried them all.
You tried them all. Of course you did. Yes. Listen, y'all, get to that healthempowersyou.net. You can get yourself a PDF of the smoothies, over 200 smoothies, the smoothie recipes, right to your email. And you can use the promo code right now, GGH25, to get 25% off. Y'all, you can get over 200 smoothie recipes for like $4.50. And I tell you what, that's a steal. Go grab it. Go check it out. They got some teas and stuff up there you can pre-order that are going to be awesome. Rockin' sauce. Like, get in there, check it out. And we thank them for being our sponsors. Brian John, Global Ghost Hunt Live. This is your baby. This is your gig. This is your thing. What's up, Vicky?
Actually, this was more of a gig of Matt Barron's. And when Nando was with Global Ghost Hunt, they're the ones that started GGH Live. So,
well, but listen.
But let's talk about this first. As you can see, AJ is not here. We have no idea where he is.
Everybody send just good vibes to AJ. We hope he's doing all right.
Yeah.
He's been having a rough day.
To him. Yeah, I spoke to him earlier today. Everything seemed to be fine. And we don't know where he is. But as people know, AJ likes to sleep. And I'm only guessing that he fell asleep. So, yeah.
I mean, listen, we got Vicky, we got everybody. Ruben's here hanging out. Ruben's here too. We've got Ruben's Destinations. No surprise.
So take a look down the ticker there. Our sponsor, Health Empowers You. If you want to purchase, you can right now up on the website. We have they have teas and stuff like that, which you can pre-order, like Haley said. But the big thing is the smoothies, and there's over 200. And again, go over, use GGH25, and you can get 25% off. Sure. And we're only going to be doing that for the shows, for this show. It's not a daily thing. Of course, if somebody watches this show tomorrow, they're going to see it, and then they're going to go use it, obviously.
Go gig, well, obviously, but guess what? That's more exposure for you that they're watching. Yes. And comment in the comments later, y'all. What was your favorite smoothie? I'm rocking the ones that are giving you those antioxidant immunity boosts because I'm busy AF and I need some like energy bippity boost because I got to keep it rocking, right?
Have you tried the cognitive ones yet?
Not yet. What are you trying to say, Brian John?
Well, no, I'm just saying like the cognitive ones are just a brain enhancement or
a brain enhancer, a cognitive boost. Listen, I'm not going to say I couldn't use it because couldn't we all? Like, we're all trying to do a million things.
Yeah.
Different things all day, every day.
There's anti-aging, weight loss.
The weight loss ones.
Immune, as you said, breakfast, post-workout, if you work out. There's all kinds.
I mean, those are like Those are good ones too, because you like, the post workout, like, what do you want to call that? Recovery stuff, right? Like, if you're big into the fitness stuff, that recovery
I was at the gym
stitchmentation.
today.
Were you?
I was.
What do you look at Brian Johns pumping iron, running the
Yes, I
global
was.
ghost
Oh,
hunts, and just
I do the gym all the time, but for the last
I
4 or
do the
5
walking
months.
my dog,
Oh,
and
that's good. That's good as long as you're doing something. It's been a few months since I was at the gym, but I'm back, going strong, and yeah, so
getting.
going strong.
I dig
But
it.
I'm telling you, today, yesterday was leg day. Today,
I was
I
gonna say,
can't
I don't ever.
freaking tell you.
I've not ever heard anyone. Ruben does curls with a fork.
There you go.
That's how
Nothing
you do.
wrong with that.
I dig
Yeah,
it.
nothing
I
wrong
tell
with
you
that.
what, I ain't never heard nobody say they like leg day. I've never heard that.
Oh,
I've
I
never.
hate. I don't enjoy working on my legs at all. But you have to. But because
I think
believe it
you
or
gotta.
not, people that if you're getting big up at top and you have skinny legs, then it's very off. But
It,
in fact, the reason why you do leg day is because it helps with your upper body.
well, it all. I mean, yeah, it
So
all works
yeah,
together, right? Like the system all works.
but my legs are killing me today.
Well, listen,
Sore, I can hardly walk.
well, now you just get to sit down and talk to me for
Yeah,
an hour. Aren't you so
I do.
happy about it?
You know what's going to happen, right?
What's gonna happen? We're gonna have a super crazy fun time and get wild and crazy.
AJ tomorrow.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna have a talk with AJ tomorrow.
AJ, you're in trouble. You're getting called to the
Yeah,
principal's
no, he's
office.
not in trouble. It's all good. It happens. It happens. So here we are.
So here we are. But listen,
Thank
let's
God
talk
I
about.
was in the back. Thank God I was in the back, or somebody was here, because you would have
Brian
been doing
John.
it by yourself.
Do you think I couldn't have a conversation by
Of
myself? All
course,
the
I know you
like,
can.
of course, you know I could. I could
Yeah,
sit here and talk to dead air and do just
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
So,
Cool.
right? Like,
Yeah,
we all got
I
to be
do.
good at something in this life, right?
Yeah, you're very good at this.
That's what I get. I get the gift of gab. Hallelujah. Let's use it.
See, Melissa knows my pain.
She did, like, Melissa knows her pain. Oh, she knows. She knows what's up. She's not surprised.
Yeah.
She knows.
It's all good.
All
Anyways,
right, let's talk
let's
about
do
surprises.
this.
Let's do this. Tell me what
Yeah.
was all right. You've got some stuff pulled up in the back seats that I want to see of your
Okay.
live hunt.
Do you want to do that first, or do you want to talk a little bit about other stuff before we show the video?
Well, what do you want to talk about other stuff? I would tell me, because where was your location that you're going to show me? Tell me, let's talk a little bit about the location and how did you come by the location?
I came by the location because a buddy of mine has a good friend that is friends with the owner of this location. you get that? A friend of mine has a good friend
of a friend
who's a friend of the guy that owned this. And you know what? Like, honestly, I
love that
really
kind of
thinking,
hookup though. Like, that's some networking magic right there, Brian John.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I have to be honest. We were originally going there just to check it out, nothing for an investigation. Just to check it out, to see what it was like, because it's cool. It's really, really super cool. And like, John was going there, a buddy of mine was going there to get some parts. And Mike, who's the other guy that was there for the investigation, he's there all the time because he builds cars and stuff like that. So he goes there to get parts. And,
okay,
and
well,
that's
so wait, what's this location? Tell me this location. What's it called?
I'm getting to it. So the place is called McLean's Auto Wreckers.
McLean's Auto Wreckers.
Well, apparently you didn't see the live.
No, I didn't see the. No, okay. I was gonna say, like, let me tell you what. Which one? Because the church is the one that the church that is your favorite.
Yeah, and which I will be doing in October.
Yeah. October 17th to the 27th, y'all. Go to globalghosthunt.com, get yourselves registered, have a party time with us, and do your own investigations. BTWPS. But also, yes, show me your video. Like how I just slide that promo right in there.
Yeah, that was good.
Like,
so just dropping this out there. Anyone ever get touched? It cannot be confirmed, but just curious. Yeah.
Like when you're on
this one's true. Go watch their investigation because they were touched.
The
problem with that is we're saying we're getting touched. If you're not there and you're not experiencing it, There's going to
It
be
is.
people. There's going to be people
We're
saying,
always
"Well, are you really being touched?" You know.
listen
So
though. If you talk,
I get Ruben what he's saying.
no, I get that, but like, I guess that's the value of going out there and doing it yourself a little bit, right? Because I have experienced things like that, and I think there's a lot of people out there who have had those kinds of experiences, even if you're not necessarily doing paranormal investigations, but you're maybe when you've lost a loved one, and you have like a communication from them or have a dream about them, or you like sense them, or I mean, I think there's a lot of
Mm.
people who have had experiences like that aren't necessarily investigation experiences. So again, I think that's kind of the value of going out there and doing that, is
Yeah,
that you get that
I agree.
opportunity to maybe have that experience for yourself. And what's up, how's it going, like, so that you can, hey, go gather your own evidence
This from Twitch.
from Twitch. Oh, hey, Twitch
We
friends.
we are on Twitch right now. Um,
Twitching it.
yeah. So
McLean's Auto Wreckers.
McLean's Auto Wreckers was really
Hey, Chris.
was cool. Like he just wanted to go, and he thought it would be great to
Well,
check
I
it out,
mean,
see if there's anything really going on, because a lot of the vehicle, there's over 10,000 vehicles there that were in car accidents and
oh,
demolished and all those things. That's what this place is about. It's a
right.
graveyard for cars.
It's a graveyard for cars. I love that so much.
Yeah.
A
So
graveyard for cars. Can we like
there
make the animated movie of that? Can we make the
just
graveyard cars
recently,
version?
within the last 3 or 4 years, there was a vehicle there that unfortunately killed the whole family.
Okay.
So it would only make sense for that
Cool.
for to be activity in this location. So we went. I went last November, and we did a live actually through StreamYard. Now the problem was it was crap because you're out in the middle of nowhere, and you're out in this big field and stuff like that. So the Wi-Fi or the StreamYard kept on going in and out.
Mm,
And but it was cool. It was cool. So, but the thing was, I brought my SB7 just to check it out to see
mhm.
if we would catch anything, and we did. We did.
I love it.
And there was one moment, and I explained it at the beginning of my life, that there was a moment during the last time I was there in November that I asked John to go over and stand in front of a car, and then I was going to ask what color the car was that he was standing in front of.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, so he happened to be
See,
not
now
really.
but that's a clever way to, like, again, get a confirmation, right? Like, like, yeah, trying to find something like, okay, if you can get me this information that is here in front of me,
Yeah,
then we're
it's not.
communicating.
It's not always about, is there anybody here and what is your name?
Yeah, well, no, but exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like,
yeah,
like that's a something different that you can try to like get some
yeah, for
confirmation
sure,
of,
for
like,
sure.
there's someone in this location with you.
Like sometimes I'll
I
go.
so
Like
like
sometimes on an investigation, what I will do is to confirm that if somebody's there and I have the SB7 going on, what
sorry,
I will
let's
do is I will ask, what color shirt am I wearing?
oh
Or
sure.
what color shirt is, the person I'm with? Or what's the color of his jacket? Or can you tell me the logo on his hat? I will do something a
Mhm.
little bit different just to get it to help or get it to answer. And if it does answer, then we got confirmation that something is here with us.
Right.
So anyway, so we went down. So what I did was, like I said, I asked John to stand in front of the car. He did, but he was kind of standing in front of both, and then like two cars. And I
Oh,
asked,
okay.
what's the color of the car? What came across the SB7 was yellow. Now, what's interesting about that is the car that he was kind of like in between, one was green, the other one was yellow.
Well, okay, but the interesting thing there is then maybe that has to do with the perspective of whatever's communicating with you, right? Because like if you say what's the color of the car he's in front of, like maybe from whatever direction they were looking, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But
So
he was
like
kind of standing in between the two cars.
right, but maybe from whatever direction they were standing, so like that could also kind of give you, I don't know, geographic location, I guess it would, for lack of a better way to say it, of where they're at or the perspective that they have. That's kind of an interesting thought. I wonder, when it comes to investigations, and have you ever run across anything, or or maybe anybody in the comments or anyone who's like, done investigations, anything where whatever you're able to communicate with seems to have a broader perspective? Do you know what I mean? Like when you think of like, because we've talked to some folks about like out of body experience, near death experience kind of things where you see from like above the scene or what have you. Like, have you ever experienced anything where anything that you're communicating with seems to maybe have a I don't know, that's the best way I have to say it, like a broader perspective of the scene and is not necessarily like as
I
a
don't think. Yeah, no.
entity?
For myself, no. To be honest, maybe somebody else in the room might have, but
I was
not
gonna
me
say if anybody,
necessarily.
if anybody else had like, because that's kind
Yeah.
of an interesting idea to me. We talked about that with Tanner, like a few weeks back in another podcast. The shared near death experience where other people experience the same thing someone else is experiencing.
Mm.
And it's like, so I also wonder if for like any of the mediums that we have in the audience, in the comments, in the replays, like anyone who is picking up on those kind of energies, do you ever get that kind of sense where you can like, if you're someone who gets like visuals, because you get where you see the actual sort of like shadow silhouette and you get a sense of things?
Yeah, so that's probably why I don't get any of the stuff that you're mentioning.
Yeah, because you see it visually,
Yeah,
externally. See, for me, like if I ever get anything that happens like that, it's usually like a sort of mind's eye image kind of thing, right? Matt Barron's here. What's up, Matt? How
yeah,
you
Matt.
doing?
Call
But
AJ and give him shit. He didn't show up for the show.
yeah, go call him and tell him.
Go call him.
Go
Give
call him and tell him Brian John is like, hey yo. But tell me more. So you guys, I mean, because this is fun. Graveyard.
Yeah. So
fun.
yeah. So, but keeping in mind, there's tons and tons of cars there, but there are a lot of other things there too. There's like trucks, buses. Like there was even a like something from the train. The
yeah,
what do you call them? Where
train
you
cars.
store stuff in. Yeah, straight. Thank you. So there was even some of those there. There was all kinds of different things there, but there's over 9,000, 10,000 vehicles there. And the property's probably about 40. I said 30 to 40, but it's more like 40 to 50 acres.
I mean, and you gotta think that even if this is a bunch of wrecked cars and accidents, like Car Graveyard coming this fall to a theater near you.
Yeah,
absolutely. I love it. I'm telling you, Brian John, let's write a movie. It's gonna be great. No, but like you got to think that even if there's not like necessarily death involved in the accident, just the like violent energy of a car accident, right, is going to draw a certain energy to it. And if you have just a massive graveyard of like that kind of energy, like that's got to attract.
It's funny you say that because I think I even said it during the live or the live recording, because I did record it because I couldn't go live, but I think I even said it during this, that as soon as you walk in or as soon as you drive up to the place, the energy, the thickness of the place is absolutely incredible, because you got to think that a lot of the vehicles that are there are people that have died in their vehicles.
Well, but again, even if it's not a death involved, it's still that violent energy, dark energy. Yeah, like, hey Matt, thanks for checking in before work. Have a good day at work. But like, you gotta think about like the energy that if you're in a car accident, like you as a person still give off a stress energy, right? Like,
yeah, I agree.
Autos used in kidnapping.
I wouldn't say dark energy
though.
I wouldn't say dark energy though.
Well, maybe not
dark energy.
Not dark. But it's more the anxiety or right, like
fear.
Yeah. Oh, that makes yes. I would agree with that.
Yeah, because let's be honest, just before you get into a car accident and it's going to happen, the fear.
Oh, I've been in a car accident.
Overtake you. So
I rolled a vehicle when I was 16 and got thrown from the vehicle. Like,
Yeah, there you go. That's an excellent point as well. Anyway, bottom line is this place is just like the energy in this place was absolutely incredible and very thick, and you can feel the difference when you walked in, and it's to be honest, I wouldn't say it's scary, but it's very, very overwhelming. And I was very, very overwhelmed most of the night. And I did see a lot of things during the night that I don't particularly like seeing. Um,
Are
so,
you willing to say more about that? Like,
well,
what is
uh, like I saw a lot of things during the night. Like when there's a couple that I seen, and the like again, I don't see facial features,
right?
but I can tell if something's physically wrong with them. And there was a couple times where you can actually see that something was physically wrong with that person.
So, like, you can, yeah. So this
So,
is
and that
again, this
bothered,
is fascinating to me
that bothered me. That bothered me a lot. And
because it's like seeing injuries, essentially,
you
right?
know, like I know everybody has this thing that, you know, when you die, like if somebody's in a wheelchair and when they die, they're no longer in that wheelchair. I don't always believe that's the case, to be honest.
Well, it depends on, I mean, the consciousness of the individual
Yeah,
spirit, entity, energy, whatever it is,
yeah.
like if
Or then,
if
have you
they're
ever heard?
still
Yeah,
experiencing that themselves for whatever reason in the new state that they're in, they might still, it's kind of like the idea of a residual energy that like
yeah,
just keeps going through the motions.
yeah.
Traumatic happenings can leave heavy imprint
I
in
think
vehicles, yeah.
I think the problem. I think a lot of the stuff that we get from, you know, we get from TV and we get from movies and stuff like that. Like there's one it's always out there that I don't think is true, but we always hear it, that when you die, you go back to a place in your life or an age
Mhm.
that you had the most enjoyment as, and that's where you're going to go back, and that's what you are going to be as a spirit. I don't believe that crap whatsoever.
I think
I
it
think
was
that's movie stuff. I think that's all drawn from movies and TV shows and all that stuff.
I
So
mean, it's again, it's the choice of the individual. It's the consciousness that you're in. You're just in a different plane of existence now, and you're still. If you've got some emotional stuff to work out that you didn't work out while you're in your human body, you're still going to have that energy that you gotta, figure
yeah.
out. So it's. I think it's a choice either way, right? Like you can. The heaven or hell thing is a choice that you make.
Well, I'm talking more like I'm sure you've heard this. I'm sure you've heard that, like when somebody dies, they go back to, you know, when they're 23 years old, because that's when they were the most loved and giving the most love and all those and all that stuff.
and
I think it's
giving the
crap.
most.
I
What
think
I was
that's
gonna say.
crap.
I don't know that
So
everybody agrees necessarily with that either. I mean, we've all gone through some trauma and some nonsense, and not
well,
everybody.
no, I'm not talking about every single person, but I'm just saying you always see it in movies and TV shows that when somebody passes away, then they're meeting up with somebody that was their
Like what?
soulmate. Okay, I believe that to be the case. Somebody that they loved, they meet up, but they meet up when the age of 45. They died when they were 80, and that's when they were the most in love. And no, that's to me that's movie stuff. And I just
Anything is possible, Vicky.
yeah.
I agree with you. I
Yeah,
like
anything is
listen.
possible.
The multiverse is infinite, and all the timelines are true and correct. So you can be a 20-year-old ghost or an 80-year-old ghost. You can be a whatever you want to be when you leave this
There you
limited
go.
human form.
There you go. Anyways, getting way off topic.
Ah!
So
Are you surprised? Speaking
no,
of surprised,
no,
are you
no.
surprised, Brian John?
I'm going down a slippery slope that some people are going to agree with me and some people aren't. So
I like
uh,
slippery slopes. Let's do more slippery slopes. They're fun. Remember,
so
like slides when you were a kid on the playground.
yeah. So, but other than that, we just thought it would be an excellent location to do. So I took my SB7. We got a
Mhm.
couple of great hits off the SB7 when I was there in November. So I was talking to John and go, what do you think about doing this for the Global Ghost Hunt? He goes, wow, like, that'd be great. But we were hoping that we could do it live, because I think
Yeah.
being live is a little more impactful than doing, recording and then showing it. But
Well, and it's, the
but
fun.
we had no choice. So
Yeah. No, but the fun thing with live, or even just with you, if you just put up raw footage, is that other people might notice stuff that you don't notice, right?
yeah,
You
oh
know,
yeah, for sure,
and that's
yeah,
that's another thing, like a slide. That's right. But I like that is a really fun thing. I think even just with like the Global Ghost Hunt live events in general, is that you have more people watching what you're doing, so more people might be catching things that you don't necessarily see in the moment, right? Because you can't be watching everything all the time.
oh yeah, for sure.
Or even like hear something or notice something, so again, it's just that's the fun of joining in the party.
One thing that I did really like about the place, that it was very creepy. Like when you see it, like, okay, that looks creepy, especially where we started. It looks very creepy with the old
Show
cars
me,
and
because I like creepy.
so.
Show
But I
me.
will say, over this whole investigation, obviously I captured stuff on the SB7 and stuff like that. But there's one moment we will show close to the end of the show where I captured an amazing EVP off the recorder that surprised me. But it was really quite cool.
I like surprises.
Here we go.
Good. Let's see it. And yes, audience participation when you're live is so awesome.
Yes, it is. Helps if I go to the page and
look at that. No, that car picture you got right there on there is like,
yeah. Okay, why aren't you starting?
Just stacked up.
Why
on top
are
of
you
there.
not? Oh, here it goes. So let me catch up to.
I just heard something say what?
Ooh. So you're like hanging out in the forest there too. This is very creepy. There's just cars dotted around the forest.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I don't know
I want
why.
to thank you for watching this video.
Like, hey, we're here.
Tonight,
we're excited you're here.
And I want everybody to keep in mind we are outside, so it's a little windy right now, so wind is going to be a little bit of a factor. I do have a furry cat on the microphone, so hopefully that will protect it from the wind. So I want to thank everybody who is in the room watching the Global Ghost Hunt. My name is Brian John Laverty. We have John on the camera right now. We have Mike over here that's with us, who knows the owners of the McLean Auto Wreckers.
Like, I appreciate.
So we are really looking forward to doing this investigation, and obviously the weather is going to be a little bit of a factor, but hopefully it won't be too much of a factor. Right now, as John was turning around and showing a panoramic view of this location,
about the weather,
this is only a small part of this property. Yeah. This property is absolutely huge. How many cars does it have in this location, Mike? 10,000? You're probably looking close to that, maybe. 10,000, yeah, probably close to 10,000. I think this place is probably 30 or 40 acres of property, somewhere around there, maybe. Yeah. So obviously we're not going to be able to do the whole 30 or 40 acres, but we are going to concentrate in certain areas because we were here.
What do you want to say?
I was going to say you should have done the whole 30, 40 acres. No, I appreciate that you say, like, and hey, it's windy and we're aware of that, and be it because that's another thing with investigations that you see sometimes is like, oh, did you hear that? And it's like, yeah, it could be it's the wind, it's the whatever, it's so like, I appreciate that you're honest about what your settings are and the setup that you have as you're going through this. I love that this just, I do love that you're just like in a spooky forest graveyard of cars. Like, this is creepy AF. I want to go there too. I'm with you, Chris. Like 100%. I want to go hang out in
November.
The trees.
Yeah. Mike was here, John was here, and obviously myself. We did capture stuff on the SB7 in certain areas. So we're going to try to go back to those areas. There are going to be moments where we are going to be walking, but we will still keep the camera rolling. By
the way,
so because you just never know what you're going to catch.
I said I would keep the camera
right now,
on. I turned it off. And the only reason why I did was because
K2
the
set up over here.
cold.
We have a REM pod set over here, and we have another K2
The
set
battery
up over
drains
here
on
as
cameras
well.
really fast.
So we're going to concentrate in this area for a little bit. We're not going to stay. I don't think we'll stay. Like, I don't know about you, John, but we will stay in locations for a certain amount of time because I want to do a lot of this area. So we'll stay here for a little bit. We got the like I said,
You know, I have to be honest. I was thinking the same thing that night. That night I was
Like
doing the investigation because I do have a drone.
Like a night vision drone. That would be rad.
Yeah. So I rarely use my drone. Like, honestly, the drone I have is beautiful drone, and the quality of the footage is amazing. It's almost like 4K footage from the drone, but I don't use it enough, and I really should.
You should, Brian John. Okay, listen, crank down the volume on this so that we can chitty chat because I want to talk about where you're at and what's going on around you because I'm just waiting for spooky stuff to like bippity bop out of that car.
Okay, so let's just go to.
Or do you have a sound one?
What do you
I
mean?
want to like for your any sounds that you caught. Like, let me see. Go back to this.
Do you want me to go right to the end and show you that?
No, I don't want. No, don't go right to the end. Like, because I'm checking out. Like, I'm just loving all the stuff that you're looking at. Like,
okay.
Look at these old.
What I found interesting was the week before I put new batteries in the SB7, and then I went to turn on the SB7. So the battery's what, a week old? Never used it. Never used the SB7. Just replaced the batteries with new batteries. And I opened it. I turned it on, and the batteries were dead. So I had to change the batteries. That was just out.
Okay, I have this device on the car right here. This is called an SB7. This will not hurt you. This is our way to communicate with you.
I love it. Oh my God, Brian John. Oh.
So this is our way to communicate with you.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is talk, and this will pick it up.
I mean, what is that old?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Brian. I'm Mike. Mike.
I'm John.
And we've come here to talk to you. We're going to respect you. We just want to ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
Can I have you? So, like, when you look at stuff like this, like, so in any places like this that you've like, did you see anyone like in the cars? Because you said you did see some.
Oh, I saw all kinds of things that whole night. That's what I was saying. There's some things I didn't want to see.
Do you? I mean, as these things happen and you're on, like, do you talk about what you're what you're seeing?
I never do. I never do.
Is there
the only reason why I don't is because people can't see what I'm seeing, and I don't really want to get into that stuff because then they're going to think I'm nuts.
But I think you should say what you're seeing because you're
I
seeing
don't. I never do. And people, and it's funny you say that because people have asked me, why don't you talk about stuff that you're seeing while you're there? I just don't because you're not going to see it.
Okay, but I think that Brian John, you drive me nuts. You should say it, and because what if something you're seeing like and you're describing it, maybe other people might notice something else that's happening in the footage that would confirm it somehow. Maybe there would be sound or something.
Okay. I'll tell you why I don't. I just feel that people that are doing that, they always have to validate themselves when what they're seeing. I don't feel like I need to validate myself all the time when I'm seeing it. And I find that people that are doing that always have to validate themselves in some way. And then somewhere down the road, somebody's going to call them a liar in what they're seeing when they're not really seeing it. I do not want to go to that school.
No, I get you on that. But I think the interesting thing though, if you would talk about it during like the lives and when you're seeing it, is a little bit of kind of, again, like the energy thing, right? You know, are other people, so like when you are seeing those things, is anyone around you maybe noticing energy changes or shifts, right?
Like, I completely get what you're saying. And I completely agree. For myself personally, I just don't do it.
Well, you know what? I wish the world was a place where you could feel more comfortable doing it, because I want to hear all about it. I think it's fascinating. And again, I
Oh,
like,
you know
and
what? To be
yeah,
perfectly
Melissa's
honest,
saying she
I
doesn't
can do.
always.
I can sit there, I can do an investigation, I can go in the church, and I can tell you what I'm seeing over in the corner, what I can see over over in this room. I'm seeing 5 spirits in this room, but at the end
Mhm.
of the day, I'm seeing them, you're not. So my way of thinking is, because you're not seeing them, why am I going to sit there and explain what they are and what they're doing? It just doesn't make sense to me. And I could do a whole show. I can do a whole 3 hours on people that are standing in front of me, but at the end of the day, you're not going to see it. And then in some way, I'm going to have to validate in what I'm seeing. And because you can't see it, I'm trying to get you to believe me in what I'm seeing. And
Yeah,
it
I
just
just,
becomes a long, drawn out process that I don't want to enter.
no, I get you. But
Yeah.
I just think, I think, again, we've talked about this, and keep
Yeah.
playing a little bit of this because I
Yeah.
want to see it. But
Okay.
people are getting more groovy now with this kind of stuff, I think, and being more honest and open about things
Yes.
that they see.
But
And so it's because I get you. Like, I know it's tough.
yeah, and you know what? And I agree with you on that. But there's a lot more people out there, like, and I hate to use this word, but trolls
Oh
that
yeah.
are going to be doing everything to make you look like you're a liar. And I don't want to go down that road. I just don't.
Yeah.
And I take my investigations, I have fun with them too, but I take my investigations very seriously.
Well, you have
And
fun, but you're
and
respectful.
and the reason, and I'm very respectful towards the
Right.
spirits, and I think that's why most of the time that I get a lot of activity that I
Mhm.
usually do, because how respectful I am towards the spirits and introducing myself. I think it's something that's missed from a lot of paranormal and teams. They go into these locations, they're talking to these spirits and expecting answers, but not being respectful, doing it like you're introducing yourself. My name's
Mhm.
Brian. Your name is Haley. We're here
Yep.
to talk to you. If you want to talk, great. If you don't, we completely understand. And
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 I do
but
like that, and you opened this other one
yeah,
that way too, of,
yeah. So
we're not here to hurt you, which,
yeah,
kind of a giggly fun thing, right? But it is a valid thing to say, right? Because you're the other thing that you got to think of, because look at the age of that car that you're next to, right?
oh yeah. That's a
Like it,
Volkswagen Bug, for God's sakes.
I mean, but again, it's an interesting thing to me. Why aren't these trolls straying under their bridges? I know, like, legit, man. I don't know. Maybe we need to go get up under their bridges and steal their spots, and they'll come back and take them over again.
But
It
there,
can, yeah, attracts drama. I get it. But
yeah.
I'm gonna keep being on my sunshiny, hopeful side that people are gonna get more groovy and start being a lot more open and accepting with
Well,
those things.
come back to reality, please.
Go for a little bit. No, but I like it's fun to me to think about too, like the idea of like a spirit that would look at the equipment you have, and like they might, be of the era of this vehicle and look at it and be like, what is that thing that you have? Right? And
Yeah,
I
for
think it
sure.
was Vicky that had an experience like that.
So this thing right here, right on the left-hand side there,
Yeah.
that's a little REM pod that
Hi.
actually was
That was
specially
just
made.
hi.
I just heard something.
Really
Oh, okay.
Hi. You sounded like a little kid. Are you a little kid?
That was a high.
Yeah.
'Cause it's normally not this quiet.
It's just a lot of weird things happened this night that are just unexplainable.
Now tell me about the REM pod that you had specially made though. What, like, do you have extra features?
Well, first of all, it's very difficult to set off.
Are you touching this?
Very, very difficult to set off. I have it in my bag behind me.
Are you touching this? That was help.
That was help.
Okay, I have this device on the car right here. This is called an SP7. This will not hurt you. This is our way to communicate with you. I just saw something.
Yeah, we saw a lot of things this night.
I was gonna say, like,
So this is our way to communicate with you.
you're just
We
in
saw a lot of
blue.
I saw a lot of
And this will
shadows
pick
that
it
night.
up. Okay?
Yeah, a lot. I
My
saw a
na- let me
lot of different
introduce
people that
myself.
night.
My name is Brian. I'm Mike. Mike?
I'm John.
and we've come here to talk to you. We're going to respect you. We just want to ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
What about asking direct questions to whatever you're seeing without necessarily talking about or doing the justifying of what you're seeing?
Because I can't hear them. If I could hear them, I would ask them direct questions.
No, not that you would hear them, but that
I just heard
you know
something.
you could ask questions
Hi.
about what you're seeing.
You sound
And
like a
see if
little
you can
kid.
get a
Are you a little
response.
kid? Don't be scared of this.
I think sometimes they are.
Well, it's loud.
So we know you're here. Can you tell us one of our names, please?
And it's a different kind of sound, you know, like
Mhm.
Can you say one of my names? Can you say one of our names? My name's Brian. I'm Mike.
And I'm John.
Can you repeat? Can you repeat one of our names, please?
It sounded like it said Brian. I
I
just
was
heard
gonna
a
say, I
voice
thought
say
it-
Brian. I just heard an EVP say Brian.
well,
And
I heard
wasn't coming out
before
of
you-
it wasn't coming
No,
out of the
before you-
SB7.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I thought I heard something before you asked the name.
Yeah, I just heard an EVP over the microphone say Brian.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of this. So we know you're here. Can you tell us one of our names, please? Can you say one of my names? Can you say one of our names? My name's Brian. I'm Mike.
And I'm John.
Can you repeat? Can you repeat one of our names, please?
There it is right there. It's actually a whisper. It actually said Brian. I don't know if anybody in the audience heard it.
Well, yeah,
Let me
I'm
ask you a
hearing
question.
it. Like you might
Are
have to
one
have
of these
headphones. Like
cars-
I don't know if
In here, in this area,
Wow.
yours?
if you have headphones on. See, but again, this is the fun thing about going through it with somebody
I don't know
else,
why
right?
it-
Is that
Whoa,
was that?
what was that?
Can you repeat that, please?
I really do keep waiting to see like
That sounded like a woman.
you know what? Where's
Are you
Vicky
a
at
woman?
in the chat there? I was just gonna say okay.
I
It
heard
had
it say Brian.
I
I heard
that's
Brian.
really
I heard the
interesting,
whisper
but, like,
Brian.
I hear it. I believe it's female. Vicky, also get with me a little bit on some energy because I think this is an interesting thing too. The idea of like getting energy signatures or information through like video content or like
Mhm.
kind of like a remote viewing situation almost, right? I don't know if anybody else in the audience there who has the sensitivities, but like I'm kind of getting a sense of a blonde woman sitting in that passenger seat of that car. Like I am a woman with long
Yeah.
blonde straight hair.
So let's go over.
So it's
to-
interesting that y'all are hearing a female voice. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, isn't this
Now this
kind of
was
fun?
something
It's
really this was something really really interesting. And John, like I'm me personally, I think it was just the way the wires were wound up, but he swears that he thinks the wire was it was being moved. Just the way it was moving.
Okay.
Let me get to this part. It's
again,
right at
I
the beginning.
just love all the spookified. all
Okay.
the just
So
dead
here we
cars.
go here. And I said to him, I go, John, and I told him several times, I go, John, this is just the way, because the wires are wound up. He goes, dude, no way. That is moving in a way that we disagreed on this.
Okay, I like it. There was a disagreement. I like it. And
Yes. Not
Ruben-
in the actual video after, because we did talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
But I said, no, this is nothing paranormal. And he swears it is. But
Okay, well,
and that's fine. It's good to have those opinions. Okay, here we go.
thank you very much, Chris.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah,
I like.
And there's also a blue car on the back of it.
I want to start off by introducing myself. My name is Brian. And we got John behind the camera. And then we have Mike right over here.
Now this is
you
the.
remember us here
Okay.
back in November?
I think I
Do
say
you
it
remember?
anyways. I think I mentioned it here.
Look at the cord. Look at the cord. The cord was moving.
Oh, it is now. Look at it.
Now we had a discussion afterwards, and I put myself back into reality and saying, okay, this has something to do with it all being bunched up, but he doesn't think it is.
Vibrating.
No, I want to see if the camera will catch it again.
Oh, there, I got it. Are you touching the cord?
All right, move your hand. I want to see if I catch that again.
Okay, but it does it again after he says, I want to see if it does it again.
Yeah, there it goes again.
I got that on camera moving. You've never seen that before, have you?
No. Oh, it did it again. Now nothing, I'm touching the card, nothing's vibrating. This is not vibrating. This is not vibrating. So why is the cord moving? Okay.
So I actually
Do you
say
remember
later in this part, I said, is it possible that because it was bunched up, it's probably why it was moving?
I
So,
mean, it's interesting. Well, you know what? It's
you
interesting.
never know.
And like, listen, Ruben in the comments, there was a guy in the 60s that had a confirmed 78% rate of remote viewing. Listen, there's so much stuff in the 60s and 70s, man. Look up Russell Targ. They did more than just like, they were really high on like remote viewing percentages and training people to do remote viewing. And they did some studies where they were able to do, they did like, psychic predictions of stock market trends and stuff like that, and actually made people a bunch of money like doing the stock market. Like I mean, look up Russell Targ. Like, it's some really interesting stuff. It's, again, if you want the sciencey science stuff, government peeps been studying this stuff too, so like it's legit as much as everybody wants to, you know.
I just want everybody to, for the people that didn't hear it and haven't seen this, I'm going to show this part. This is where we captured the EVP off the recorder, and you can plainly hear what it's saying. Obviously I say what it's saying, but if I didn't, you would still know what it was saying. So this is really near the, it's now the exit of the main road is quite a ways away, but we're actually at the end of where this is actually the crusher for the cars that crushes all the cars. So
that's intense.
Yeah, so obviously the reason we did it here was for obvious reasons, right? This is where a lot of stuff would be going on, especially when, you know, because I said it in this video as well, that, you know, a lot of people love their cars, absolutely love their cars. So why would they be attached to their car? Because they love their car.
Who doesn't? I mean, listen, you name your cars there. Like, I love being like road trips with some good tunes or some of my favorite stuff in the whole wide world. Like, yeah, love being in the car.
Yeah. So.
Is that my phone? Oh, okay. All I hear is,
yeah, no, that's my phone.
now we know this is the.
I mean, I love the bird though, because it like
is where
nature
can got crushed.
Oh, I love it.
We heard that bird all night.
This big, and what do you call this?
Car crusher.
Was your car crushed in this big piece of equipment? I guess you could call it. It's huge. Was it crushed in this car crusher? Tell us, yes or no. That bird is annoying. Can you hear that bird?
I love the bird, and I love it when nature jumps in there, because sometimes that's a confirmation you're getting from spirit that is just, you know,
for allowing us to come here and communicate with you. If anybody's been communicating with us, I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate that. And It's got to be tough. It's got to be tough. I don't know why you're still here. It's okay that you can move on. If you could tell me,
I sure
This
hope
is a
not.
softer
Mickey.
side.
I don't
Ryan.
even like if there's
No, but
spirits
listen,
here,
that's
how many
again,
spirits would even be here? You
On the
know?
whole grounds.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
whole
respectful
grounds. Is
thing
there a
to
lot
say
of
thank you
spirits
for
here?
talking. You know, like that. It's coming at it with the right energy. You know,
Is there a lot of vehicles in this area that people have died in the car or died in their car?
now what are you using for EVP there? Like, are you just
I
using
know
a
I
cell
asked
phone?
you this earlier.
In my
I think
cell
I
phone,
did,
yeah.
but
The reason I do that
was talking to us
is-
through the box.
Yeah, talk to me
one
about
thing.
because
One thing I've established with the voice recorders and all that stuff, and you don't always pick up stuff on the voice recorders.
uh-huh.
I don't know why, but my phone, I can pick up a flea farting from 5 miles away with my phone.
I love that.
And so
I
that's
love
why
that a lot.
so that's why I use my phone. So this is actually the part where I actually captured that nice EVP on the voice recorder that you're going to hear. Just stay tuned. Yeah, for sure.
I like it.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Oh, that's interesting. What was that?
Is there a blippity? Go back. That
Is it okay that we're standing
What
here?
was
Is it okay?
That was a visual thing.
I know. I saw like behind you, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. See, look at how funsy funs this is. Like we're finding stuff as we go.
This big piece of machinery.
Vicky, that's
Now, it could have
okay.
been a flashlight.
Got crushed. Was your car crushed in this big? What do you call this?
Car. Oh,
No, yeah,
Car
I think you went back. A little
Was
ways.
your car crushed in?
Yeah, I
this,
went too far back, didn't I?
No, but
Big piece of equipment, I guess you could call it. It's huge.
it's
Was it crushed in this car crusher? Tell
yeah,
us.
it's after
Yes
you
or
say
no?
thank you to them.
Yeah, I think it's a flashlight.
Bird is
No,
saying.
keep what
Can you hear that bird?
Let me go up a little bit here.
like
I know I asked you this earlier. I think I did, but the spirit that was talking to us through the box. Can you tell me
that
your
was
name,
flashlight.
please?
I see the flashlight on the back.
Yeah, the flashlight.
Is it okay?
Oh,
that
what
we're
was that
standing
over here,
Is
though?
it okay that we're here?
Right here
If not, tell us to leave.
on the right hand side. Oh,
Please.
that's interesting.
What? Go back. Well,
Well, I'm not going to go back because I always go back too far.
I always go back to. Well, listen.
A little jump.
This is again though, like picking up on things that maybe you
Is
didn't
there
notice.
anything that
the
you'd
first
like
time
to tell
around.
me? Maybe get a message out there. There's going to be a lot of people watching this.
Yeah, like
So
it
if
goes
you
to
have a
ghost
message
friends.
that you'd like to tell us, now is the time.
Okay, I want to go to the.
Brian
I
John.
want to get
This
I
is
want to
also
get to the
what you
part
need
where.
to do. Like y'all friends and neighbors, and Vicky, go ahead
I'm
and
just
have
trying to
those
get the light on
morbid
it.
thoughts. Totally
It is
fine.
Ford. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess.
John picked up a hubcap and was looking at it.
Old dog dish hubcap.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Hopefully this is still. Can I get a light on here?
Yeah. Sorry.
Highly recommend the JBLs.
There we go. Perfect. I love when things work. Don't you people just love when things work?
I love it.
I love it when
Love
things
even more when
actually
they don't
work.
work.
No, who doesn't?
Why?
Just makes it more interesting, more frustration. Makes life fun.
Hello, my name is Brian. I'm here with John and Mike. Apparently, we've been to a couple of spots, and it seems like we're getting the name Rick. Is there
Okay.
a Rick around us?
We did get Rick a lot that night.
There's definitely a bird around us.
Ah,
Is there a male or female? Sound like something there. Near us right now.
What's up, Chris A team? I love it when a plan comes together too.
Is there a male
There.
or female?
Who's there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back up a little closer for the camera.
Is there a male or female
Melissa, we
near
love
us
you.
right now?
That's female. Female right there.
Is there a male or is there a male or female? Is there a male or female near us right now? Can you tell me how many spirits are standing around us right now, please?
What's that?
Around us right now, please.
There you
Listen.
go.
Oh my God. Listen to this.
I thought I heard something even all the way here.
Oh my God.
Man,
It's saying it's going, get out.
Let me see.
you're in my house. Get out of here. Like, yeah, get out away from the danger
The
miss
whole camera
equipment.
went sideways. Those legs popped off again.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, like for real,
Yeah,
Ruben is very. That's true. Like
Sorry,
you're doing
folks.
good dealing with environmental
There you
factors.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vicky and Melissa, we appreciate y'all
Both
too.
lights came off.
Yeah, both of them. I'll hold on to them for now.
Okay, yeah, if you can turn off. Yeah. Okay, just hold on. See if we can, and you can clearly hear it. Okay, just hold on. Okay, I'm kind of combined. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Yes, right now, please.
Right there. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Listen again.
Oh yeah. You can hear it.
Please.
You can hear it from here. You can.
Yeah,
It says,
like I was gonna say, you can.
out. Bring it up to the microphone so they can hear it. Listen to this, folks.
I mean, listen.
Right there.
I mean,
Play it
pop
again?
your headphones on if you don't have it, folks. But
Wow, that is a clear.
Brian John, clearly someone is trying to tell you not to be in the car crusher and get yourself smushed.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
That's incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Here.
So
Yeah.
But-
let's put those,
I'll get here.
You know
I'll
what?
gather that from there
Very
for now.
cool.
everybody go
I got
back
it.
and look at that whole
got it.
investigation
you-
because
yeah.
it was great. There was a certain part. In the video where we were actually communicating with somebody because there was a certain part when we were there in November when I asked a question because where the SB7 wasn't where that cord was moving. I asked the question, what is the color of the car?
Right.
And it said blue. Well, it was clearly red, but the undercoating of the car was blue.
But there was a car. There was a blue
But
car.
there was a
that
car in the back was blue as well. I
Well,
understand.
so you said car, and that I would have
Yeah.
said that thing that you were sitting on was a truck that like
Yes.
was a
Yes. But
tow truck.
so we decided to go in the back, and you'll see it in the video when people watch it. You'll see we went to the blue car, and we started asking questions. It seemed like we were communicating with a little boy.
Did you see anything at the time that
Not
was with
at
the
that
boy?
particular moment, no.
Okay. But so that's interesting
yeah.
to me, though, and again, mindful of time and stuff like that. Do you ever notice? EVP that comes up as you see something, or does it seem like you don't get the auditory when you're getting the visual? Does that make does that make sense?
Okay, well, there has been times where I've seen something and we've captured an EVP on the recorder. Yes. I
Okay,
will
so
say
like
yes, that has happened.
it does sometimes happen that like
Yes.
both will show up.
Yes. But I don't hear it. Now,
Right.
I will say this. There's a tunnel that I go to. It's called the Streaming Tunnel. Cool,
Mhm.
fantastic place, very famous here in Ontario or Canada.
Mhm.
And even YouTubers from the States, famous YouTubers from the States have been here and have gone to that tunnel. It's very, very, the stories are creepy and it's scary. And the stories are scary, creepy. The place is AF, if you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
So there was a particular moment, and it's on my YouTube channel. There was a particular moment where I was at the back of the tunnel and I saw something. I didn't say that I saw anything because I did see something, and I was continually seeing something. I couldn't tell if it was because usually I could tell if it's a male or female. At that particular moment, I couldn't tell. Now, I was walking back to the tunnel because I just walked out. I saw it. I was walking back to the tunnel and I heard something out of my ear, which normally I don't normally hear.
Okay.
But in this particular circumstance that I did. So I came home, put the SD card in my laptop and went right to that moment. And there it was.
So you did hear it and catch it.
Yeah, we captured a Class A EVP. And basically what it said is, what's your name?
Oh, I love that though. Because there was something someone was like really trying to.
And it was definitely a woman. It was a woman's voice.
I love it.
But the woman's voice, like sometimes you can tell with a woman or a young girl, like you can tell the difference if it's a young girl or an older woman just by the tone of the voice. But this was an older woman. It wasn't a young girl because the story is a young girl was murdered in the tunnel. Not murder. Well, there's several stories. One of the stories is she was killed. Another story is she was in a house fire and she died in the tunnel from her burns. Because her parents were going through a nasty divorce and their father set the house on fire. So, and then she ran down the tunnel and ended up dying from her burns. We ended up determining, because this has been a question for many, 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 many years of this spot. What is the real story?
Yeah.
So, I was doing an SB7 and I think I got the real story. And this is why I'm a person that loves going out and look for the answers, not necessarily just for the spirits. So, I was doing, and it's on Paraflix, it's on YouTube and everything, but the whole video is on Paraflix. But anyways,
heard a young singing "Ring Around the Rosie." All three of them heard it on. Chris is saying that's fun.
For what?
But I was just in the comments that Chris was just saying that they heard a young girl singing "Ring Around the Rosie," that the three of them, like three people, heard it out loud. So kind of like what you were saying, like an experience where you hear it and more than one person hears it or you capture it.
Yeah. So there's like I said, there was a particular moment near the end of the investigation where just not to give a lot of history on this place, but there's three stories. One of the stories is the girl. Parents were fighting, divorcing. The father set the house on fire. The girl was still in the house. She got out of the house, but she was severely burned. She ran down to the tunnel, which was meters away, apparently, and she died. There's another story where a girl was kidnapped and killed in the tunnel. Unfortunately, sexually assaulted, then set on fire.
Jesus.
Never up any kind of evidence. And then there's a few other stories. But and that's why they call it the streaming tunnel, because if you take a wooden match down with you and light the match, you'll hear the streams through the tunnel. So that's one of the reasons, or that's the reason why it's called the streaming tunnel. Anyways,
that's insane.
For a moment, I was doing an SB7. At the beginning of the video, I told the stories of this possible girl, and then near the end of the video, I captured this, and it's really, you know what? It's really super cool that I caught it, but it's sad at the same time. But I really think I found out the answer on what happened to this girl. And the story about her being burned in her house was possibly the story that is the actual story, because I actually said, "Did you die in this tunnel?" And I captured 3 yeses.
Okay.
And then right after that, I captured a voice saying "burnt at home."
Oh, interesting. Okay.
SB7. So that kind of validated that maybe that's the real story of what happened to this girl. Now, I will say,
maybe just running to escape the fire, didn't know where else to go.
Now I will say, which I didn't show on video or anything like that, and I wish I should have, but we actually, there right in front of this tunnel, there's a house there's a house that's right across the road.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd want to really live there, but there's a house right across the road. And these people have been there for years and years and years and years.
I was going to say, I want to live there. Whenever they're selling, they better tell me.
Apparently, there's been a lot of stories that have talked about this place that are just completely untrue. And
well, I mean, that's something that happens with a place like that.
Oh, yeah.
Though, right?
But we also asked about the house being on fire. There was a house fire.
Okay.
Now, is the story true? They didn't hear the story about the girl being in the house, running down the tunnel and dying. They didn't hear that part, but there was a house fire, and it was behind it was meters away. Anyways, but they didn't hear the story about a girl dying in the tunnel. So they don't know if that's really true or not, but they knew about the house fire. They knew the people, the woman that originally owned the house or something like that. But anyways, or there's a woman in the area that knows everything about this neighborhood that they're in.
I was going to say, you got to get those people before they're gone.
So is the story true? But we captured it on the SB7, burnt at home. And that kind of validated for me personally, that got rid of all the other stories that are existing.
Yeah.
And this particular story is probably the actual factual story. This girl did die from severe burns in the tunnel. So it's really, really cool. It's one of those moments where you go, Jesus, like, did I just solve the riddle that's been going on for years?
Did I just solve a puzzle? And that's part of, again, the fun thing, the interesting thing about doing an investigation like this. And like, you have a lot of people who go there, and it's, again, when you have multiple investigations or things that you can kind of corroborate some evidence, it's interesting, right? And it's but I mean, yeah, like, that is really interesting, and really that's part of why you got to join the Global Ghost Hunt, y'all, and come and have your own crazy fun time. You might solve an unsolved mystery from forever ago, and wouldn't that just be all kinds of crazy fun? Go to globalghosthunt.com and go sign up and do your own investigation, because you could be like Brian John and get some really crazy, awesome spirit EVPs.
You might even get touched.
You might even get touched.
You might even get touched.
You know what? Just go up in there and be like, spirits, I would like a hug. Come on in. Bring it in, y'all. Bring it in. And just see who comes along.
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody tuning in.
Thank y'all for coming in, hanging out. We've been having fun. I love it when y'all get up in there in the comments and enjoy this with us.
Chris.
It's super crazy fun time. Thank you all for joining us for Global Ghost Hunt Live. We appreciate you. Again, go check out healthempowersyou.net. Get your smoothie recipes on and get you some
25% off, people. 25% off the 200 smoothie guide. Go over to Health Empowers You and get your guide and use the promo code. For God's sakes, just do it.
Just do it. It's less than $5. Go do it.
$4.50.
And thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. And again, go check out globalghosthunt.com. And the links are in the description-y stuff too as well. So it's
I don't think I put Health Empowers You there.
Healthempowersyou.net, but
it's healthempowersyou.net. That's all you need, Chris.
Yeah, we'll just put her in the .net. We'll just
$4.50. How for 200 recipes?
And for all the cognitive, boosts that Brian John says that I need, because my brain is sleeping-us a little bit sometimes. No, that's all right. Come on now.
Let's not go there.
Let's not. We won't go there. We'll argue about it. We'll argue about it backstage after the show. That's what we'll do.
For sure.
Don't worry, y'all. Thanks, everybody, so much for joining us. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to have crazy fun time again. Thanks for joining us for Global Ghost Hunt Live. Stay spooky, friends.